Like the adage goes, to be beaten by a Nganwa person, you rather get beaten by a cook. And at least they have not been defeated. The result on the pitch is 4-4. Of course, when you add the aggregate for the first game, 1-1, that makes it 5-5. Let us start from there, Christopher. When we talked about that game, 1-1, I tried to ask you, probably that performance shows the strides Ghana has moved in terms of trying now to flex with you. Probably they have not yet achieved that status of winning outrightly, but technically now they are getting a result. They progress because of that performance. And how would you rate their performance before we even go to yours in this game now?
I want to congratulate Nganwa High School. Though the game was a draw, yes. I had expected maybe we were going to have penalties, because I see even champion leagues, the goal taken, is it goal what?
Goal aggregate.
Yeah, the goal aggregate. Now you have to win the game.
Yeah.
Not the draw of scoring how many goals. So I expected the penalties. I didn't know that now the rules which are applying in the tournament are different from the rules now that are applying in other international tournaments. So
you sound like another legend.
so I still maintain that we have not lost the game because it was a draw. Only that the goal difference, we scored 1 goal when we visited Nganwa. It was a draw of 1-1, and this was also a draw of 4-4. So to determine, now I cannot tell my boys that they have lost.
Well, let us clarify, because this is where the custody of rules sits. The rules for CAF, where FUFA subscribes, say the result to determine a winner, you go to, if in case the teams are tied, you go for the aggregate winner in terms of goal difference in the particular match for the concerned teams. Where it would have been a league, and it is Nganwa and St. Kagwa, they would determine who has the head-to-head advantage. So the head-to-head advantage in this case is who has won more games outright. In the aspect of a draw, the next rule applies, because you have tied 1-1 and 4-4, right? So that makes it 5-5. The first thing they talk about is the goal difference between you guys. The goal difference is the same because you have all scored 5. So the next step of the rules is who scored more goals away from home. And there, Nganwa have scored 4 goals. So at that third stage is where Nganwa gets through. If it would have been a different case, like who won 1-0 and then the other one won differently, the head-to-head would have given the advantage to the one who won with more goals. That's how it is. So the penalties would have come if this result was also 1-1 and the other one was 1-1, where everything is tied. So you would have gone to a tiebreaker, which could be a penalties or any other thing, even tossing of a coin, or else agreeing to have a replay on a neutral ground, because you cannot have a replay for home and away. Yeah, so that is how it is.
Yeah, of course, now those are the rules of the game. And that's why I said, unfortunately, the rules applied there against my team. But nevertheless, I think the school has achieved, because at least you have seen some talent.
Yeah.
Especially in the second half. In the first half, I think we had a challenge with the goalkeeper. Almost every shot on target, it was a goal. But then the team that played the second half, I think they played better. And we are pushing. And I expected even a win, because the way in the next 20 minutes, we are playing better than Nganwa.
Yeah.
We were let down by the goalkeeper, who conceded what I can say, not serious goals, because these are the goals the goalkeeper would save, and that gave an advantage to Nganwa. But then when the goalkeeper was substituted I think the substitute performed better than the one who started first. But generally, we played good football, but the best team won based on the rules.
Yeah, I think you've talked like a land gentleman. Council, your colleague, your fellow land gentleman, your land colleague, has actually embraced the fact that you've won. But let's go now. Did you expect this? He was expectant of scoring 3 goals. They actually gave him more, his side. Did you really expect to come and score 4 goals at the home of St. Kagwa?
As I told you at first, our team was prepared. It has a skilled coach, that is Yusuf. He prepared well his boys. His boys are very good. I've watched them play. They know what to do. And him complaining that our goal rule, for us we played them a mind game. We knew what we came for. They scored, we scored. They scored, we scored. At the end, we are through. So I thank God for the results, and I thank FUFA for everything that it has put in. I got news that every team has 2 jerseys, that is away and home jersey.
Yes.
Apart from that, every match they play, they are given 5 match balls. Those are Zakai balls which have been introduced by the FUFA. So I do thank FUFA TV for introducing this tournament, because students are exposed now. Now you will find students like these academies will go pick some students from Nganwa, other academies will go pick students from St. Kagwa, and they will earn from sports. That is what Uganda we are heading to.
Yeah. Of course, the result aside, what is your take now, Council Christopher? You are going back to your SCOBA league, and what is your take? Because normally the effort to raise the standard of the school is always pushed by OBs and OGs. What have you thought about, and what would you send? Of course, your colleagues are watching. I know they are already there now, but you are now the de facto voice.
Of course, based on our rivalry that has been there for so many years, I would want to borrow the rivalry between Bar High School and Intari. Whenever Intari would defeat Bar High School would defeat Intari, Intari guys would say, okay, you have defeated us, let's wait for you in an academics. Now, for Nganwa right now, they have won the game. We are waiting for them in academics, because I know there they won't even be next or nearer.
So you are not going to do this other. What is the other house? Passing what? Kurushojo? Rugojo? There is something. Majojo. You are not going to wait for Majojo now.
We are not going to wait for Majojo. So for Nganwa now, they have taken the day. We shall wait for them in academics.
So you want to get all first grades?
Definitely. Definitely. Now they have tried to win, much as they have not won. But I believe now when we go to the academics, they won't like it.
There is no goal aggregate there.
There is no goal aggregate. And they know. So for now, and I'm very sure they won't even go past Muntiera. Because Muntiera has a very strong team.
So you are crossing now.
I'm gauging now. I'm gauging from the performance of the regional. Muntiera was playing a very.
You played
nice
them,
football.
yeah.
So
you played them.
the only disadvantage you have gotten is that the weak team is going to face Muntiera. But otherwise, I know they are also not going past now the next stage.
So they have killed the thing.
I think
the stronger team would have gone.
Their happiness. The happiness is going to be short-lived. They won't go past Muntiera.
Council, Amanya. Nganwa started the year earlier.
1 year.
Why all this bullying by St. Kagwa? What didn't you do to be underrated like that?
Not really. This man has a lot of words. I like to say, Okuterwa Nganwa, Okuterwa Omutechi. Now we have won. You see?
Now no Butecha Abukumye. He has even denied you the right to take.
We won. The best team went through. So the issue is now he has gone on to academics. And at Nganwa it is academics meets sports. So you wait.
So
just,
you are ready?
We are ready to defeat them even academically. Sports, they are out. Now let him wait for us. And as I told you at the beginning, ebya Kagwa tebe kutera Nganwa. Unfortunately, they are out. We are through. That is another story. We are through. Let us meet other teams. The weak ones are out. Now it is Nganwa.
If you had the chance to strengthen your team using St. Kagwa, have you seen any good player in St. Kagwa?
According to our rivalry, that question is very hard. I can't borrow some player from Kagwa. I cannot.
Deliberately.
I can't. They had good players, but he can play like he can't join our team. We cannot.
But I remember he talked about Ntare and Barara High, and Geoffrey Bukohore made that cross from Ntare to Barara High, and I remember those games in '93 when he eventually signed for Express. He killed the school where he was from. So probably you can get some player and
actually,
because at this stage,
actually we have in my year when I was playing for Nganwa High School, we got a goalkeeper from St. Kagwa, that was Kanyanche Aran. But they cannot get a player from Nganwa to St. Kagwa. But for us, we can borrow from there because we have a player called Aran Kanyanche. He's our goalkeeper. He's a keeper of Shema district. He came from St. Kagwa.
Okay.
Yeah. That means even if we can pick out any player, we can take Jazz number 11. He was very good. He played very well.
Didas Agasha.
He played very
Surprisingly, he came off the bench. He talked about the goals of the goalkeeper. If this game had gone the other way, your goalkeeper had conceded a very lousy goal, an equally lousy goal in the first minutes.
No, it was not a lousy goal. According to the match, it was a poor defense. As I told you before we started the match, that guy is experienced. He was at Nationals last year. He's a good goalkeeper, but the problem was his defense. They were not organized. Because the first goal, it was a through pass. And it is very hard to defend a through pass when it is one-on-one. It is just a luck.
What about this one that came over? And almost similar to the free kicks you were taking. And skidded into the far net.
That was a mistake. He thought the guy was crossing the ball. See, it was just a mistake.
Almost
he was not
like
on
the one Jajawal scored against.
He was just crossing the ball. Unfortunately, it entered in. But he was not scoring, just to know.
So even some of the goals they scored were lucky goals, right?
Ours?
I mean the St. Kagwa.
Yeah. It was poor defense. But at the end, Nganwa High School, amagezi gali amani through. St. Kagwa is out.
Just because of the rules. And I think these rules should be abolished. We use the rules of Champions League, away goal advantage.
Tuetere mpaka. Omutecha avemu.
I cannot say now. Nganwa has defeated Kagwa.
Nganwa has defeated Kagwa through.
So I was begging. Your cohort, your SCOBA colleagues can organize the third game between OBs now.
That is what we have next.
You see,
can it end?
We have
in Kampala without
security.
When I was the president of Kagwa League, I invited Nganwa like 3 times.
They failed to come.
I'm
here. You wait for us. We are just give us an invitation.
I'm inviting you whenever you get organized. Please come and we show you football.
So we sort this out, and we would want on behalf of the viewers to be witnesses, to have that game shown on FUFA TV. We'll discuss a convenient time when you have arranged so that we continue with this, because this rivalry will be healthy for both schools in terms of what we are pushing. Because many people were thinking football is only for the other schools and the other entities. And we've always seen talent coming out of even the traditional schools, and that talent is always more mature in terms of mental capacity. If you look at all the great players, most of them have come from traditional schools. It is harder to convince a player who has been focusing on only sports to balance when the stakes get higher. And that is the notion with which FUFA TV Cup came. Now, Christopher.
Yes.
He is a colleague of yours in the other profession. What do you think the alumni can do to try and bridge this gap that FUFA TV has now created because it is now obvious. If your pain was the school is no longer active in sports and all that, maybe you hear about the grades. You've not been hearing so much about the sports. What can you be discussing? What is the narrative going forward now in your circles?
Of course, now, one, FUFA has created a platform, and I think the schools, much as they have started with the traditional schools, because now there are so many schools and even so many leagues for alumni schools. But I think now from the schools, maybe the FUFA should also come and look at these leagues that are also upcoming. You never know, because you find someone finishes senior 6, he joins in our leagues. Maybe you never know. There is also some talent.
After school.
After school that is not utilized. And for example, like I talked about Scoba or St. Kagwa Bushenyi High School, we have our league with about 19 teams. It is very competitive, a very competitive league. Like I gave you an example of Ambrose, who plays for He plays for Chitimba FC. He comes every league day and he plays. And the same applies to even other teams.
And he even gets rivals within who you think, if they can challenge him there, they can also challenge in other teams. Because I don't think he's the dominant player when he comes.
He doesn't. Actually, his team has never won.
So there is so much talent.
There is so much talent in the leagues. And maybe as you are focusing on the schools, you can also focus on the leagues. Because last season, Ntare was playing finals in Rwanda. It was a very big platform.
Yeah, true.
Hosting, Kagwa was the chief guest. So the leagues are now also coming up, and there was even a discussion all over the social media that the league is now better than the Ugandan league. so that discussion was also
because they went and played Sekafa.
Yes,
now they think it's Sekafa. That was just a final taken away. Probably like the way we would want if Nganwa and St. Kagwa is playing. We would have to look for a venue where UPDF is like Nambole.
That's what I wanted to say. Security must be tight.
For Nganwa, I think they have a league of about like 8 teams.
Are you serious?
They play on turf. I invited them for a friendly match. 3 times they were just brutiquing.
How do you play your league? You play how many? 11 aside?
We play 7 aside.
On grass.
On grass.
Okay, for them they play on turf.
No grass.
But for our colleagues here, there is a certain turf somewhere they play their league from.
Oh, that was long time ago. We are playing from Old Kampala. Is there any turf at Old Kampala? It is not there.
So they have a league of about 7 teams. And, but we shall keep on inspiring them. Like actually the result that they have gotten now, I think is inspiration that even now they will improve their league.
Things can get better.
So that they can get to this other level.
Words have started changing.
Council, you have the platform now.
His words have started changing. He said he can't lose to Nganwa. Nganwa, if you look, now he's bringing things over the league. The league is good because it is for social networking.
Yes.
You see, like some students from campus, they are not employed. And we have our elders. Let's say, because I said the school started in 1967, that is something like 59 years. There are those ones who are already in the field of working. So when we are there as we are playing, it is not only about football, but exposure. Now, you can be there, someone busy, like I have a company. Like he employs you, or he helps you in any other problem. Then when we are there, someone can be with like a transportation company, someone is dealing in hardware things, someone dealing in what? That is marketing, you understand? Because I want to go to buy from someone who studied from like a shop of Kagwa student, when did it shop for?
It is obvious
student.
now.
It is obvious so that means the league, apart from football, it is social networking. So it is working out. As he has said, we are waiting. We need an official letter. You can't call us as if you're calling vendors.
The good thing is you're all land fellows. I'm waiting for that day.
But security must be tight.
When you are all representing a client, will that case end really?
No. Finally, we won.
Now, like football is, it is fair play. As we wind down, I want to see that traditional embrace. We didn't do it at the start. I think now is a reason to have it. Probably seeing each other for the first time would give pleasantries. But now that even there is animosity, I want to wind down with that traditional fair play. Then we call it an evening. Yeah, like captains of the ship on your side, embrace, and we say good evening to our viewers.
Because he's my senior counsel.
Of course, now, my brother now, we have been there. We are still there. Our schools are progressing, but let's wait for next.
One more last word.
Season.
Yes. Amajezi gari ya mani.
We cannot go so much further than that. We've ended this Match Day Live episode, and you all know now Nganwa High School has joined the other 63 for the round of 64. Catch us in this FUFA TV Cup. Tutandi Kabutandisi. Good evening.